Miami Dolphins are at the facility. They had a few things to say, and the Miami Dolphins officially signed Emmanuel Ogbah. I'm going to talk a little bit more about today's day one of training camp. What is up, Finn fans? Got some roster moves to talk about. Some of the players met with the media. Obviously, if you go and check out the short I posted today, you see everyone that came, and essentially everyone came. Tua, Javon Holland, Waddle, Tyreek Hill, OBJ, all those guys are in the building. And the Miami Dolphins, so I'll make this official for you guys, did sign Emmanuel Ogbah. I think it's a 1 year, up to $5 million contract. I think they're still meeting with Yannick Ngakoue. So again, if I'm the Dolphins, I'd sign them both. You look at Yannick Ngakoue the past 3 years, and that's, I'll look up his stats and I'll show it to you. But it's nothing to laugh at. It's not like Yannick Ngakoue really fell off the last 3 years. Last year he had 4 sacks, but he was with the Chicago Bears. With the Colts, he had 9.5 sacks. With the Raiders, he had 10. Rams, he had 10 sacks. Raiders, 10 sacks. 8. So he's always been super productive, but especially his last 3 years, been very productive with 9.5 and 10 sacks. So again, if I'm the Dolphins, I'm also going to bring in Yannick Ngakoue. I think they're still meeting with him, even though they did sign Emmanuel Ogbah back to the roster. He's probably like, yeah, I'd love to be home, which he did say in his Instagram post. This also came out today that might be having people a little freaked out. So I'm gonna talk about it, and then I'm gonna let you guys breathe. Right? Roster moves. We have signed wide receiver Kyrick McGowan and linebacker Emmanuel Ogbah, and placed wide receiver Odell Beckham and David Long Jr. on the active. There's a big difference between active and non-active physically unable to perform list. I'll get to that. We also have placed Taj Washington on the reserve injured list. Different than the pup, and activated Savon Ahmed and safety Mark Perry off of non-football injury list. So do you see, like, Savon Ahmed was on that list and everyone was like, what? And you see how quickly he came off like 2-3 weeks later? Yes, it sucks that Odell and David Long Jr. are on the pup. But again, it's nothing to freak out about. It's nothing to, oh my God, they're hurt already. How do they come into this, blah, 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 blah. They probably, the camp is open to the media and to the public on Sunday. They'll be off the pup and on the field on Sunday. Like, that's how quickly it could happen. Friday, they're off the pup. It just doesn't matter. They're just being cautious because, again, we have been in this perpetual motion of our vets not making it to the end of the season. So want them to be prepared and, don't rush them through. So there's that. But again, if you go back and watch that short, you watch how Bradley Chubb walked into the building, he looks pretty good. Not saying he'll be ready week 1. I think he'll be ready like after the bye. So like what? When's our bye? Week 6. So he'll probably be ready week 7. He might start the season on the pup. But don't freak out about this, because if you go throughout all of the NFL, there's a lot of big names that are starting training camp on the physically unable to perform list. It's just precautionary. So I just want everyone to take a breath and not freak out. And I say this because I'm already seeing people freak out. Nothing to freak out about. So there's that. Now to some things that were said by the players. So Tyreek Hill, on his contract with the Dolphins, again, he said he only thing I told Drew is don't get me traded. So again, I talked about this in a video I made a while back, that he wants to be a Dolphin. He doesn't want to go anywhere. He doesn't want to get traded. Dolphin Tyreek Hill said he believes Tua will be practicing at training camp as the quarterback goes through his contract extension negotiations. Hill said Tua is in good spirits and he and his representatives try to get the deal done. He also said that the quest for 2,000 yards last year was selfish. Yeah, it kind of was. It kind of was a little selfish, but he almost got there. I think if he didn't get injured and got taken out a bunch, and if he didn't miss that Jets game, I think he would have hit 2,000 yards, because you saw what Jalen Waddle did against that Jets defense. Just imagine if Tyreek Hill was out there as well. But it was, and I think he's in more of the mentality, because if you notice, his mentality is completely shifted for this season, where it's not about getting paid, it's about winning a Super Bowl, it's about his teams, it's about everything. So, hopefully he helps us get to that position. He said he called it selfish to go for an individual milestone last year, but he said it's not off the table for 2024. So he's not focused on it. But if he can do it, he's going to do it. Terry said Tua is in great spirits, like I said, and believes Tua will practice. He said he is very excited to be back in the building with the rest of the guys, still going through his business here, even without a contract. Jordan Poyer on Marcus May is joining. He says, I'm excited to have him as an addition to our group. We're lucky to have him here. I'm excited to learn with him and compete with him. Jordan Poyer also said this is the healthiest he has felt in several years. He's looking forward to helping the Dolphins win as he switches sides in a rivalry from Buffalo. Maybe give us a little insight. Jordan Poyer says this is the healthiest he's felt. A lot of people making a big deal about my age. Another guy who has a chip on his shoulder. Running back Savon Ahmed, Raheem Mostert, about Tua's contract, says he deserves everything that he's coming in his way, plus more. Both Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill have spoken highly of Tua as the Dolphins vet report for training camp today. He's in the building. His spirits are high. Hill expects him to participate in practice. More from Mostert on Tua. He says he worked his tail off. I've seen nothing but growth. The leadership he portrays for not just the team, but the organization is top notch. One, if not the best leader in the organization. He deserves everything he has coming his way, plus more. And then I think Jalen Waddle also said he also saw Tua in the building, and it was regular. I saw him 2 days ago. He said he's going to participate, playing, whatever. Tua is one of those guys who loves the game, like being out with us, so it's not going to be a distraction. And I said this to you guys. It's different where his thought process is and how he's not going to jeopardize, taking all the spotlight and stuff by not being out there. League source confirms that Odell at PUP, as first reported by Tom Pelissero. This is from Barry Jackson. He says, not considered a major issue. Again, it's just the physically unable to perform list. But that's what I got for you guys today. We'll see. I think they start working on the field stuff tomorrow. So you will get no 9 a.m. video. Give you guys a little bit of a behind the scenes for all you new people who subscribed. Love you. Thank you for that. When it comes to training camp, I put the videos out at like 5 o'clock, a little after 5, just so I could get all the information, and then I can get as many clips if they're out there, either by the Dolphins or by the beat writers. I want to get you all the information I can when it comes to the days of training camp. So like tomorrow's video will probably be out at like 5:36, kind of like today, just so I have all the information, all of the play-by-plays, all the stuff, and then I can give it to you and keep you as informed as I possibly can. That's my whole plan for training camp, and I hope to see a bunch of you guys and girls and take pictures and put you in the vlog when I'm down there on the 15th. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Again, take a deep breath. Going on the physically unable to perform list isn't a season ender, even if it does take you out the first 4 weeks. It's not a season ender. So, it's all right. It's literally day one. You know how many days of training camp we have. The season doesn't start till September 8th. We had a long way to go. It's going to be all right. When it's not all right, I'll let you know. I'll be 100% with you. I'll let you know if it's a Will Fuller situation, if it's a Byron Jones situation, if it's one of those situations, then I'll let you know. But until then, we're fine. Take a deep breath and fins up. Like usual, stay classy. Fins up.